What's up, guys? This is Emmanuel from TeamDBZ Biscuit, and today I'm coming at you with the deck profile that I was going to play at the YCS Charlotte. Many of you may or may not heard, but they have postponed the YCS Charlotte, but due to the coronavirus, and because of that, it's pretty much going to be a canceled event. But because of that, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the list that I was planning on taking to the YCS Charlotte, because whether we want to say it or not, you know, Master Rule 4 is pretty much over. We're going to be stepping into Master Rule 5. So I'm going to show you what I had as a blueprint to what I was going to play and the mindset that I had going into it. One, I had 3 Odd Eyes Art Pendulum Dragon, the 1 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. I was going to play 2 Odd Eyes Persona and 1 Odd Eyes Dissolver. This lineup I think is the best lineup when it comes for Odd Eyes. I wanted to be able to make sure that I could still put massive damage on board, at the same time be able to make sure that I could still keep my engine going and keep it intact with the Art Pendulum Dragon and the regular Persona unregular Odd Eyes. You know, a lot of people, they really hate on this card, and I understand why, but when you see later on in the deck profile, you'll understand why I'm running it 1 of, and I've always liked it as a 1 of, and it's really good for the deck depending on how you make your plays. I'm also was running 3 Magical Abductor. Magical Abductor is just all around awesome. It's just one of those cards that you're gonna need. It's an old school card, and if it doesn't get put on the ban list limited to 1, I'll be surprised. You're also running 1 Servant. Servant's just all around good. You gotta have her. Our Boma. I was gonna run 2 Mighty Master, our Vegeta. We had to go Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. We didn't want to get caught slipping, so we wanted to make sure we did all the training in Hyperbolic Time Chamber. We wanted to make sure that we had the plays to be able to push off that we wanted to play on the opponent. And on top of that, we also had the 2 Mythical Beasts Jackal King. I didn't want to run the Service. Service to me is just not where you want to push the deck. Yes, it's a good Ash target, but at the same time, if you just didn't want to have it as a level 8. I didn't want to have no level 8s. I wanted to make sure that I had level 7s that I could play with, make sure that I could get the plays going the way I wanted to, and just not have no bricks at all. I want to be able to consistently be able to keep doing what I want to do. The only reason why I'm running the 1 Dissolver is a level 8, but most of the time it's a hand trap to me. A lot of times what I do is when I go into battle phase, if I'm attacking, I attack into the monster. A lot of times what you can do is, this is going to make sure you take no battle damage or no destruction damage. The monster will still stay on the board. Also too, just if a pendulum monster attacks, you're going to be able to attack special summon this card. So even if this is in your hand, you're still going to special summon. If it gets into the extra deck, you spin it back into the deck with Vortex. So that was something I was always thinking about. I was also running the 3 Chronograph and the 1 Time Gazer. This is something that was also needed for the deck. You know, I'm running a very high spellcaster lineup, because being able to make sure that you can go into the spellcasters is a lot easier than trying to go into the guard dragon plays. You could do more stuff, in my opinion. A lot of times the Dark Worm with the Donut Gate 0 would a lot of time brick for me. You can make plays out of it, but being able to have the Gate 0 in the hand, sometimes the Dark Worm would get locked in the graveyard with the Abyss Dweller, things like that, and that was just something I didn't want to happen. But this is the monster lineup that I was running, or planning to run. For the spell cards, it's running 2 Instant Fusion. This is just something that you really want to do. I mean, it's just a free monster, all it is really. Pay, if they don't stop it, you get out a free monster, suck up their stuff, keep the ball going. It's running 1 Reasoning. Reasoning is also too good, just to be able to get free resources on board. I mean, the way I was looking at this is, if you're not running Desires, this is something you can run. Throw those monsters into the graveyard. If they're Odd Eyes cards, you're going to be able to get them back because of Art Pendulum effect. If they're any of your Demies or Spellcasters, don't even worry about it. It is what it is. It's running 3 Allure Darkness. Allure Darkness, you got the dark monsters in the deck. Just get what you need. Running the 1 Into the Void. the 1 Upstart Goblin, and 2 Pot of Desires. A lot of people don't like to run Pot of Desires, but you know, the higher the event you go, this, whenever you see it, once you make the plays the way you want to, you pretty much just saying, I want to see another card. That's all you're wanting to do. You want to get that extra +1 in the hand. These right here are not going to be +1s. They're just going to be -0s. You play it, you get a card to replace it. Allure of Darkness is the same thing. You're going to get the cards. You're going to banish out one of your cards. You're going to lose this card. You draw 2 more cards. It's a -0. So you're not really plussing with these cards. You're just digging deeper into the deck. This right here with the Pot of Desires, you're going to actually get an extra card out of the deck and get your plays going. I was also going to run 3 Spiral Flame. Like I say, hands down the best, you know, spell card that you can run for Odd Eyes. It's going to be able to search, be able to destroy, and that destruction effect usually going to run through all of your Odd Eyes fairly fast, and because of that, that destruction effect can really help you make your plays the way you want to. I was running 1 Duelist Alliance. Like I said, we only got 4 targets. Getting to one of them, you see it, you don't, it's okay. Running 3 Spell Power Mastery, just because we want to be able to see Vegeta and Bulma. We want to get those plays going as fast as possible, and if this card doesn't get hit, I'll be surprised too, but like I said, we had to play it for when we could. Running the 1 Set Rotation, 1 Terraforming, 3 Sky Iris, and this is going to be the card that everybody's going to hate, 2 Mystic Mind. Now, this is a going second build. You can go first with this and make some good first plays, but at the same time, the reason why Mystic Mind is so good in this, you can Pendulum summon 1 card or have 1 card on the field. It's going to really make it hard for your opponent. For instance, if you have your Mighty Master of Endymion out there, it's going to make it fairly hard for your opponent. Also too, if your opponent has a big board set up, special out your Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, they're not going to be activating those effects. This is going to do double damage. So whenever you get the chance to use your attacks, you're going to still be attacking, doing damage to them, and it's going to be double damage, where they're going to sit there and be locked under Mystic Mind. And these both were good alternatives in my opinion to be able to have 1 card on the field while their opponent's still locked out. Yes, they can link into 1 monster, but then by that time, you're going to be able to do what you want to. And this is also another good time factor, allowing the game state to be played the way you want to. You run a lot of level 7s in your deck, so if you're slowing down the game state so that your opponent goes off, slow them down to where you're at, then you're playing the same game. But that was my reasoning for playing the Mystic Mind in the main, and it could really throw the opponent off. And lastly, I was going to run 2 Cosmic Cyclones because I didn't want to run into any deck that wanted to flip anti-spell on me, and I didn't have an immediate answer to it. Because of this being a Pendulum deck, you did not want to sit there and just get the automatic L just because they flipped up some crazy card to stop your spells. So I wanted to run that, make sure I could be able to get some outs. But that's it for the spells. Now for the extra deck, I was running 2, gonna run 2,000 Eyes Restrict. Just being able, I mean, it depends on how you want to run it. You could have run the Millennium Eyes Restrict, but trying to pay that crazy amount of money for that was ridiculous. Just being able to suck up your opponent's monster, being able to make sure that they have to have an answer for that right then and there was very good in my opinion. And just being able to have an extra material on the field was very useful to me. I was going to run 1 Odd Eyes Vortex, 1 Odd Eyes Meteor Burst, and 1 Odd Eyes Absolute. Just the Odd Eyes package in general for the extra deck is always useful. It's something that you want to do and keep your plays going the way you want to. You know, the Vortex, just being able to get your negate, and it's going to be properly fused with something because you don't want to use your Vortex, not mean your Dissolver, to summon it to the field. Your Meteor Burst and your Absolutes, just all around good stable cards for the deck. I was going to run 1 number 11 Big Eye. Just being able to snatch steal your opponent's card, that can really catch them off guard, and they really don't see it coming a lot of times. Because I'm not running tuner monsters, I wanted to run a way to get spell negate on the field, so I wanted to run Naruto the Moral Leader because we have the level 6s in the deck, and that could be very helpful for us. and also running the one Abyss Dweller. Just want to make sure we hate on those extra deck monster graveyard effects. We want to hate on those graveyard effects as much as possible too. I was want to run the one gravity controller. This is something that I was debating back and forth between the gravity controller or the Link Karibo. Link Karibo was just a little bit too slow for me. This is slow too, but I can activate in my battle phase and being able to bounce the monster. Now I was thinking about running Moon Mirror Shield with this, making this a very dominant card. It could be very crazy depending on how you want to do it, because you get the chance to activate the effect if you want to. We're going to run one Daybreaker and one IP Masquerena. These two were just good with the Link monsters just to start the game. We're going off, you know, if I wanted to clear a field, I could do it. Also give extra counters for Jackal. IP is just something that you just want to be able to chain into on your opponent's turn and giving them yourself that extra little bump that you want to give. Because of that, you got the Nightmare Unicorn to get that just free spin back, you know. Also too, just catching your opponent off guard. Also too, with the BLS, this card can really out some crazy boards. Your opponent really doesn't have many answers to that, and it can really throw them in a bad game state once you summon this card out, because being able, I mean, the double attack you don't care about, but the main thing is being able to make sure that you can get that attack point boost and that banish. That banish makes a big difference, especially for this deck. You want to run one Appaloosa. Appaloosa needs a reprint bad, but Appaloosa wanted to be able to have a way to get extra negates. Be able to make sure you can get these two to chain into this is very useful to you. And I wanted to switch it up a little bit, and I was going to run the Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax, and the main reason for this was because I wanted to have a way to answer their special summon effect monsters, and if it leaves the field, just being able to get that instant spin back. But that's it for this profile, guys. Like I said, this is what I was planning on running for the YCS Charlotte, but it being postponed the way it is probably more or less going to be canceled because of the virus and things, the coronavirus is going around and everything. But guys, I thank you for all your love and support. Be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know what you think about this, what's going on. Thank you guys for all your love and support. We're out.